welcome to week 4 of AMP Next Gen, where we're following 3 athletes who are trying to qualify this year for GB age group to race for GB next year. And as it so happens, they're all trying to qualify for duathlon. And first race is imminent. First race is coming up, and that's Jerry Moss. And he's got it in 2 weeks' time. So it's starting to get a bit real for Jerry. Daniella's still away, still on holiday in Spain, and Harry's had a bit of a rough week, not feeling too great. So without further ado, let's get over there and listen to what they've got to say, and we shall see you on the other side.
Hi Rich and the AMP listeners. So this week my week started off with a rest day as per usual, and then Tuesday I had the big gear session again, which was tough as ever, as I'm a high cadence person rather than a low cadence, just grind out a gear person. But it wasn't too bad. Then Wednesday, I had a track session, which was meant to be 4 by 1.2k reps on the track. With 400 metres walk recovery, which my knee started playing up with again, so I basically DNF'd the session because I didn't want to damage my knee further. I finished that after the warm-up and the first rep, but turns out that my quad last week was just fatigue. Thursday I was set to rest day anyway, but I felt really under the weather, like feverish, so I wasn't going to train anyway. I was out for the count on Friday as well, didn't even go to school. That's how bad I was. Saturday I started to feel a bit better, but still decided to rest. But I was meant to have a Canterbury bike club ride, so that was annoying, as it was going to be slightly shorter. No, not slightly shorter. It was going to be slightly less hilly, which would have been faster at the same distance, but it probably would have been easier, less strain on the quads. So that's so I was a bit bummed about that. Then this week, then Sunday even, or today, I was meant to have a swim with Active Life try and an easy run, but I didn't do those because I've still been really rough. So it's been a bit of a rubbish week. I'm feeling a bit better today, but next week I've got a rest week, so it's just a slightly easier week. I'm not sure. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I've got off, so that I can make sure that I'm fully back up to at least 70% health. Then Thursday, you can probably tell by my voice that I'm still a bit rough. Thursday I've got a crisscross session on the bike, which will be good. Friday I've got my first brick session, which I was meant to have this Friday, but that didn't happen, did it? Saturday, depending on how I feel, I've got a club ride. The next Sunday I've got a swim. So a bit of a rubbish week this week, but hoping for a much better week next week. See you in the next one.
Hi Richard, here's my weekly report. I had a good week. Because I spent a lot of time with my friends and socializing a lot, and then I realized how exhausting it is also to socialize every single day. Therefore, my training this week wasn't amazing. I managed to do a couple of rides, very enjoyable though. A couple of runs. I'm planning to go on a run today and a longish run later today. I also did a couple of swims, and I was really happy with my swim on Wednesday because it feels like it's really coming back. I also did lots of walks. Some of them were really difficult terrain and very high elevations. I also felt extremely tired a couple of days, like with nothing in the tank. And I listened to my body, and I didn't really do much other than just easy walks with friends, and that's it. Disappointed because I didn't manage to get in as much as I wanted. But I guess this is life, and I have to remind myself I'm doing this just because I'm enjoying it. It's not a living. I just hope that from tomorrow the training is going to be better and I can dedicate more time and concentration to it. So this is all from me. And probably I hope that next week will be a more positive and exciting record from me. All the best, and speak with you next week. Bye bye.
Hi Rich, it's Jerry, just checking in for week 4. I'm just going to go through with week's training and then give some highs and lows really. So Monday, started the week with the zone 2 on the turbo for an hour. Nothing crazy really. My legs weren't feeling hugely strong. Obviously been out on the Sunday before and done some hills around here. So I wasn't feeling massively strong. So zone 2 worked for me really. Tuesday was a brick session. So jumped on with the Robo Pacer jacks again for an hour, doing 3.1 watts per kilogram. So working pretty hard, especially in the garage, sweating a lot. And then just jumped off really and ran around the village, did a 5k run, feeling pretty strong, nothing crazy in terms of speed, but I wasn't, I was putting some effort in and wasn't hanging around. But it was a proper brick session, which was good. Wednesday, jumped back on the turbo, did a zone 2, zone 3 workout for an hour. Thursday then turned into a 10k run, again around the local area, so there was a little bit of undulation. Took it fairly steady, but I put some efforts in going up the hills or the slight rises, so that was good, pleased with that. Friday was a rest day as normal, and then Saturday, yesterday, did the track session. As you were, obviously you were there observing, which is great to see, and thanks for all your support. And then obviously once we finished the track session, which was an interval session, then I ran to breakfast, which was a 4k to breakfast, which was good for me. And today then I just jumped on the turbo again because the winds got up, and did an endurance ride for an hour and 15, just over 40k, but nothing crazy really. So a good week in terms of training, happy with the way the week's gone. Only 2 weeks left now till race day, so the nerves are starting to play a little bit, and it's getting all very real. So highs really, I was really pleased with yesterday's track session and the way I was running. Felt pretty good, and obviously when we were doing the 400s speed sets, it was really good, really pleased with the times on that. And then running to breakfast afterwards, that 4k, I felt pretty strong. So I was really pleased with that this week, if I'm honest about it. The lows is definitely really the nerves and the mental battle really. I do get anxious in terms of the race, and I start playing it through my head what I'm going to do, and I start beating myself up going what I should be able to do, what people think and all the rest of it. I know we've had a chat about this and some discussions. So I didn't sleep very well last night, and life is life, but obviously part of it was thinking about the race and what I should be doing and playing it through in my head. So I think really I've got an uphill battle just to sort of deal with that mental side of it. So this next week, I'm going to try and working hard on everything that people have told me in terms of dealing with it. The training is going to change slightly this week, so I'm going to do some transition sessions in there, some higher intensity, less distance, some less endurance-based stuff, and just some shorter, sharper work going in for this week. Dependent on the weather, dependent on work as well. I might have to move things around. But I plan on doing some brick sessions where I'm going to replicate in terms of the race, put my helmet on, shoes, even if I have to jump on the turbo in the garage, do the 5-10 minutes in there working really hard, then jump off there, go and run down the village, come back again, transition, get back on the bike, and keep doing that a few times, just to build on that skill really in that practice. So I'm going to do some of that this week, less distance, a bit more pace, and just hopefully get myself ready really just to taper down for the following week. So all in all, really pleased the way things are going, and I can honestly say, the last 18, 19, 20 weeks that I've been putting into the sessions, I couldn't have done any more. So I'm pleased where I'm at. I feel more comfortable in terms of what I'm doing. I like the results I see on Strava because I do check all that. So yeah, going into the next 2 weeks, good. Just need to deal with this mental battle, not get wound up by it, not get worked up by it. So that's me really. Thanks very much. Speak to you soon. Bye.
So that's week 4 done and dusted. Bit of a mixed bag this week for the 3 of them. Harry, well done for stopping on that track session when you weren't feeling so great, and for the rest of the week, to be honest, when you've come down with cold, you can still hear it in your voice that you needed to just take some time out and recover, which is exactly what you've done. You got a wise head on those young shoulders, I think. Danny, well, you're still on holiday, aren't you? So you're getting plenty of exercise in. I can see that from the posts that you're putting on and all the walking and the biking you're doing, even if it's not, as you say, training. And yeah, it is what it is. Good to see that you're happy with your swim and it's coming back. And I've got to say that the views and the videos that you're putting up of the area, it is quite stunning. So just enjoy it. Get back to it when you get home. And I think it's important what you mentioned there. You're doing this for fun. You're not doing it to make a living. So that's got to be remembered when we go through all this. Hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday, and we'll see you when you get back. And Jerry, another good week. Like you said, he's only got 2 weeks left to go, so it is counting down now. And we have had a couple of chats about the various things that he mentions in his post. His training, and it's he's nailing it. To be fair. And it's great to watch him going through that process. Like he said, 20 weeks of solid training going in the right direction. And it's great to try and give him some support, and when he's asking some questions, just use the knowledge that not just myself but other club mates that have also qualified that can share their experience really and help him. And I think it's he's on about being anxious, and I think it is 90% mental, and we all go through it to varying degrees, and it's about not letting it take over really, and having coping mechanisms to deal with that. And we've talked about it, and I'm sure he'll get on top of it because he's done the hard work. We've discussed that. He's put the hours in, and when he gets to the start line fit, he's in as good a shape as he could possibly be. And we did have a quick chat about tapering as well and what he needs to be doing in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I think he's going to put those into place by the sounds of it. So that's really cool. And yeah, it's his first race, first time trying to qualify, and it's a big thing. He's put a lot of hard work into it. So yeah, it's only natural to be anxious. So and nervous because you want to do well, don't you? We all do. So I'm sure he'll smash it. So thanks again, guys, for that weekly update. Really do appreciate it. Love putting these podcasts out and seeing how you're doing each week. And yeah, we'll catch up with you for week 5. If you'd like to give them some support, you can follow them on Instagram. And Jerry is JerryMoss812. Harry is TryHarry2022. And Danny is Daniella.Dumitrescu.129. So follow them on Instagram and give them your support, and yeah, see what they're getting up to, as well as hearing. And that's about it for this episode. Thank you once again for taking your time out to give us a listen and give the guys the support that they deserve. And if you want to get in touch with us for any reason, you can email us at agegroupmultisportpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Instagram at amp_1967. And we're on Facebook at ampgb. We're on X at Age Group Multisport Podcast. And our YouTube channel is ampgb, and there's little snippets of the guys on videos there of various things that they've been doing. So yeah, head over, subscribe, and have a look at the videos and like, and any comments you can leave them in the comments box, and that would be much appreciated. So that's about it. Until next week, week 5. Don't forget, stay safe, keep training, and love the process.